All praises to the Most High. Thank and praise the Most High in Christ for another day that He have made. We just want to show a video here today. A brother, he's explaining to the Venezuelans and the different Northern Kingdom tribes and that they were all one people, right? They were all Israelites. Now, they're having a hard time believing it. We got Guatemalans, Mexico, Dominican Republicans all here together, mulatto, mostly mulatto. They think they're looking at themselves as being mulatto, white, having a white parent and a black parent, okay? And mostly they're trying to lean toward the Spanish side, right? Okay. So this brother here, he's about to show them that by their all the language that they all spoke, he's using the language was Hebrew. When they said no, we all speak different languages, you know. So here, he was showing them. They put this up. This is one of their to show that. These languages are the same. That these writings are Hebrew. They have writings with actually the Hebrew language written on artifacts and stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and start playing the video and I'll chime in.
Language. What you talking about? Even the word Cuba is Hebrew. Right. The word Haiti is Hebrew.
Okay.
IUIC means mountainous. It's Hebrew. So that was in Mexico Hebrew. Why would you mean they speak a different language? I'm telling you the whole, because you know why they speak Hebrew? I'm going to show you that. Give me second entrance. In the Bible. I'm going to show you a history today and how you came in on this side of the world. I'm telling you.
Okay, he's going to show them second answers. We know where he's going, 13 and what's that, 40, 44, something like that. He's going to show them how they came in, how they got to this side of the world, right? Watch. Let's
You know why they speak Hebrew? I'm going to show you that. Give me second entrance. In the Bible. I'm going to show you a history today and how you came in on this side of the world. I'm going to tell you which road y'all took and...
Okay, now what would you expect for him to say? He's going to show you which route they took, right? And the next thing he should have said, and what he was going to say and want to say, is and where they landed. They were together when they got here, and they landed in different places. Let's see if he says that. I'm going to run it back just a hair.
I'm going to show you a history today and how you came in on this side of the world.
Right.
I'm going to tell you which road y'all took.
Right.
And
look, see how long it took him to think? He didn't have to. Why did it take him so long to think about that? That's the question you got to ask yourself. Why? Because he's synthesizing his thoughts. His cognitive ability is working really well. He thinks really well, right? Because he's thinking, I can't say what I was about to say. He's saying, I can't say what I was about to say because either he's saying it's against the organizational rules, or either I can't prove what I'm about to say. So I got to change it up. Watch. Look how long it's taking him to get that thought out. It's really easy.
I'll show you a history today and how you came in on this side of the world. I'm going to tell you which road y'all took and what time period it was. Read that.
Right. See, it didn't take him long because he's going to second Ezra, so that should be his first thought. What time period? I could be wrong, but his expression after he said that, look, his expression is he confounded himself. He's in a daze like, He shouldn't be, because he was excited about making this point. He was sure of himself until he got to the point to what if they asked me, where did we land first? Okay, let's go.
On this side of the world. I'm gonna tell you which road y'all took. And
see how excited he was? See how excited he was to share that information? And this is gonna get him here. And what time period it was? The time period is fine, right? The time period. But what opens up their understanding more is how the transatlantic slave trade concerning them happened. That's the more informational reference point of information, the replicable information. The most important is how they fulfill the prophecy of being scattered by the enemy to where they are now individually. And if you say they wasn't scattered, then you say when they got across that Atlantic and saw the first piece of land, some stopped there, some went farther. How did they know where to go? They had no map of the land. They all landed in one place, and that's North America. That's my point. Watch.
What time period it was? Read that.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13 and verse 40.
That's the same book Christopher Columbus used to locate where you were.
Nope. It don't. Nope. Not 2nd Ezra's. Not 2nd Ezra's. No, it don't. And I'm Christopher Columbus. I'm sure if he went in Genesis and spoke and listened to Jacob, he still would not have known that those islands were out there. Those islands were discovered. When they came on this side, they made a circle of islands, right? Who had mapped out where all these islands and geographical locations of where the Israelites were supposed to be? Who did the map? Now we know Jacob said you'll be there. Jacob didn't give a geographical location. He gave a condition that the Israelites would be in, the characteristics of the character, but he did not give a map to a geographical location where they would be. God led these men to find these islands. That's why they had map makers and pioneers and discoverers come first. They went out first, not looking for the Israelites, because when they found the Israelites on North America, they realized that this is where they landed. Morocco, Azareth. They landed in Azareth. Now, other islands probably could be discovered in the Americas, but they were not looking for people. They were looking for places to gather the resources, and, they were just discovering this side of the world. So as they discovered, they found islands, and Columbus even went back and got men who could dive for pearls. They got slaves who could dig for gold. They went and got slaves who could plant and pick cotton. They went and got slaves. Sugarcane was the drug of choice at that time, who could harvest sugarcane. Right? Let's watch.
And you did come here by accident. He came exactly for what happened. Exactly for what happened. To conquer. I'm going to show you. Go ahead.
Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away.
Why is that 10 tribes? Because we were divided, just like we are today. Right? 1, 2, 3 was divided from this.
Still ain't did it.
Under King Solomon's son, Rehoboam.
Right.
Was divided. Rehoboam had the 3. He had Reuben from Judah, he had Benjamin with him, then later on the Levites came and joined. And Jeroboam had the rest. Jeroboam is from your tribe, Ephraim. That was split into 2 nations. Okay, read. That's why I said the 10 tribe. At the time, Dan was there. Read.
Which were carried away.
Read from the top.
Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land.
That's when Assyrian captivity. Go ahead.
In the time of O.C. the king, whom Shalmaneser, the king of Assyria, led away captive.
So you guys was deep into idolatry, and God sent you guys to slavery first.
So the question I have is, how do you know who is from where?
Oh yes. We can bring
Look,
that too.
talking all that crap.
How do you know that?
Look, talking all that crap. Yeah, oh yeah, all that hollering and misdirecting. He hoping, man, please don't say, how do we get to these lands? How do you know where we were scattered to? You know, go watch. Let's do.
Dominicans come from the
I
tribe.
told you, I just gave you the answer. You asked the same question again. You said, how do I know? I said, we can bring that out. The Bible and books.
But you didn't do it.
He said, how do I know that the Dominicans are of the tribe of Simeon?
Yeah, and
That's what I know what you said.
Well, go to it then.
Not from Asher. Okay. For example, the Bible has a.
See, the problem is he ain't versed on that. He's confounded by that himself. That's why he didn't go study what Jacob the prophecy Jacob gave to his sons when he called them together in Genesis 49. A lot of Israelites are not versed on that, right? Because they are still confused themselves. You can I believe the 12 tribe chart is right, and you can look at that chart and look at Jacob's prophecies, and you will find those people just like in the condition and characteristic, just like Jacob said, right? Now, the only thing they got wrong that's confusing, and they will avoid all other questions just to keep from leading to how did we individually get to these spots? And when we had no idea, Jacob had no idea where these lands were. God had to help us discover the land, and there's no way we just migrated to these lands on our own, because he just told them, watch the video, that the lands that they are in captivity, and they are third world shithole countries. North America, where the Edomites and everybody rushed to over here, even them, they come back to North America because it is the best landmass with the most resources, the most space, is less dangerous from hurricanes and tsunamis and all that stuff. It's less dangerous place to be. It's a more rounded climate like the Israelites like. They like cool and warm, moist and dry climates. That's what we are. We can handle all those climates, not like other people who only can handle the cold. Their nose and stuff is made only for high altitudes. So this is why he's stumbling going there now. A lot of you Israelites, you don't want to deal with me because you find yourself stumbling just like this man. This brother this other brother, Dominican brother, I think he said he was Dominican. He really don't even know the question to ask, but he's got him.
How do you know the Dominicans come from the tribe?
I told you, I just gave you the answer. You asked the same
See, he get insulting, very defensive, instead of deal with the brother. Okay, let me show you again. Is that the question you really want to ask, or do you want to know how we know who you are based on the characteristics that Jacob subscribed or attribute to in Genesis 49? That's where he should have went. That's where you should go. A lot of camps can go there, but they still get hung up on how you got in the place where you are. That's what they don't want to explain, and they're really ready for you to stop asking them questions when they get past showing you how you got over here on this side. Then they don't want to go in and depend on the Holy Spirit. Common sense tells you, just look at the rest of history, that the reason why you were taken to those islands based on is not just based on prophecy. It was because the greed of the white man, and you were scattered not just based on because God wants you to scatter. It was based on some thinking of crafty counsel and ruling over you by the Edomites and the rest of the nation. It was their desire to take you there. The Most High didn't say it was his desire to take you there. He said you are in captivity because you gave up your seat. You vacated your seat from ruling the world as Israelites, and you gave it to your enemy. And he started ruling based on his desire, insatiable desire. He couldn't get enough, and he wanted to cut you off from being a nation and rule over the world forever. And he knew you were the real rulers of the earth. So once he, like the parable of the vineyard, once he killed the son of God, the son of the creator of the vineyard, which was the Most High, creator of the vineyard, he leased it out to the earth first. He gave every man dominion on the earth. He leased the earth out to the nations after the Israelite gave up the title deed. He leased the earth out to the nations. Then he went back to collect his prized possession from the nations because they decided that they were going to take. He didn't make them take the Israelites into captivity. They decided that crafty counsel, they were the enemies of God, Psalms 83, that they would be better off if they held these sleeping giants in captivity, surrounded by wickedness and evil, so they could never see their way back to the Most High, and ultimately the heathens would rule the earth forever. So this is what we have to make very plain, that it was the desires of the heathens to go and take you to those different lands and scatter you out. God allowed it to happen based on his foreknowledge and his plan and his script he wrote after he designed the people. And another thing, I want you to know how the wicked got wicked. I got another video on that, based on some things that the Israelites are not teaching right. Battle Axe did teach it right. Because God did not chastise the Edomites, they became the border of wickedness. Whom he loved, he chastised. I saw Battle Axe bring that out to Edomite evangelical teacher. When he brought that out, the Edomite understood it. What's that, 11th chapter of Hebrews? Whom the Lord loveth, he chastises. The sons are the people who God chastised, they're his sons. And the people who did not get chastised are the Edomites. Everybody else, the dark nations, got chastised by the Edomites for their wickedness that they done to us. The Edomites are the last nations in power, and they did not get chastised. So we know who they are. The people who never got chastised were the Edomites, right? And when they realize that, then their continent changed. They fall. They go into culture shock. They get paralyzed in their thinking. Let's watch a little more. Uh-oh.
I think you got your slavery first.
The question I have is, how do you know who is from where?
Oh yes, we can bring that too.
How do you know the Dominicans come from the tribe?
I just gave you the answer. You asked the same question again. You said, how do I know? I said, we can bring that out.
You know what he knows. No, he's asking you to show him. Don't do like the Edomite says, it's in the Bible. I'm going to give you my commentary on it, but it's in the Bible. This is the first time I've seen this dude. He's pretty good, man. It's the first time I've seen him get confounded by questions. And they all get confounded by this because they follow the organizational script on this transatlantic slave trades of the transatlantic scattering of the northern kingdom. They can't explain how they got in those lands. God led them down there. No, God did not lead them. The Edomites took them there. If the God led them there, then they wouldn't be scattered. He wouldn't say they would be scattered by the enemy. He just said the language they spoke was Hebrew. And he said, the Bible said that there would be a group of people that come up on you whose language you won't understand. Right? So he got all that right. But then when we get down here, before they will, that pride will not let them say, okay, we were wrong about that. I've seen this group do that before, say we were wrong about certain stuff. And then they change it, you know, they'll change it up. I've seen them change back and forth from all men on the earth came through Adam. And how the growth pattern of humans was sped up through Adam. Through the time of Adam. I think they were born with a full set of teeth, some of the babies. 4 months, you was like the age of 3 years old. The development was sped up back then. They lived to be hundreds of years old. Right? So I've seen Nate teach that, and they changed it because they were saying first all the people on the earth was created at the same time. The Garden of Eden was full of men from creation. Then they changed it back to everybody came through Adam again. So, you know, we got to get it right, brothers. I know y'all don't like this chastisement because y'all want to be the people on the earth that chastise, but wisdom and knowledge go together. You're not old enough to have all the wisdom of the scriptures because you ain't lived a lot of it. And God's not giving y'all everything. He give different prophets, some this and some that. Yeah. He don't, you load your head with everything, you know, all at once. You too young. You still got other stuff on your mind. You ain't even meditating on the scriptures long enough and going and getting the history and asking God, fleecing God to find out how this transatlantic happened, how this scattering happened with the northern kingdom. And that's why they won't come, because they figure y'all, they see the pride on y'all. When they know that you can't explain and you avoid the questions or try to make or get sarcastic with them, you know, you insult the people when they ask questions you don't want to answer, you can't answer, or you feel like you're going to get put out the organization if you answer the way you know you're getting the revelation knowledge on. That's pride, man. And they see that and they not coming in. So basically, you guys are just like Baptist preachers. Y'all causing the people to stumble and to stay ungathered longer. So maybe that's why God is going to send the police out, send Jacob's trouble for 10 days on you and gather some of y'all up to get y'all out the way, man, so he can get this job done. Because that's too much pride, man. You know the truth. You stand up there and you know the truth, and you won't teach this brother that truth, man. The priest's lips should keep knowledge. They seek the law at his mouth. I'm transposing. Not transposing, but yeah, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Let's see.
And how do I know that the Dominicans are of the tribe of Simeon? Yeah, that's what I know what you said.
But you didn't answer.
Not from Asher.
Here's the thing. He's a smart teacher, right? You know what the man is saying, but you won't answer his question. All you have to do, if you answered it once, just real quickly answer it again. You didn't answer it. You know what he's thinking. How do you separate and you need to go to Genesis 49, but let's see how long it take him to go there.
The Bible gives the geographical location
No, it
of
don't.
the tribe in the last days.
No, it don't. No, it don't.
For example,
No, it don't.
Are you in Dominican Republic right now? Okay. Means like the book of them, not every single one of them. The book of them, where they're going to be located in the last days. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how we know.
No. If it might, I got to go back and read that. But it don't give the geographical land. It tells you the characteristic of the people. And okay, and that way you can look, and then you'll know the geographical location. When you look and see the characteristic of the people, you'll say, okay, this is Simeon, this is Hades, Ridgeport. Okay, this is Puerto Rico. Let's see, Dominican Republic and Haiti, they be together fighting witchcraft and all that. Then you look, you see the West Indies, you see the characteristics of those people. You see Gad, you see Issachar, you know the characteristics of them people. Yeah. But when you say indigenous people, that's the whole 10 tribes on America. You move them off the land, but you'll only say Issachar has right to the land. And Gad, who most of them are dead, y'all say they killed most of Gad, you are taking the land from all of these people. It don't matter. It's going to be all burned up. But we telling you it would be easier to gather up if you explain it right. This is all of the 10 tribes' land. Even the people they moved out and moved down on those islands in those shithole countries that Trump and the government call their land or they're living now. They have stolen all the land of the dark-skinned Afro and mulatto wheat. The wheat. They are mulatto and they're dark-skinned and they're not just Judah. Let's see how long it take him to get to Genesis and see how he explains it.
There's a map in the Bible that's written in Genesis 49, Deuteronomy 33. So that's why I'm starting with this to show you how y'all came on this side first.
Okay.
Then I can go.
You already showed him. You showed him. Let's see.
Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away.
They believe that.
Out of their own land. In the time of OC, the king, whom Shalmaneser, the king of Assyria, led away captive. And he carried them over the waters.
Carried them over the waters.
And so they came into another land.
So you guys were placed in other land. Was taken out of Israel, the land of Israel, and placed you guys in other land that was under the Assyrian domination.
Jurisdiction.
But they took this counsel amongst themselves.
After the Assyrian captivity came the Babylonians, then the Persian and Medes. Okay? The Persian and Medes, that's who you would call today the East Indian, Afghanistan, the people of Iran.
But they took this counsel amongst themselves.
So when, after that short thing in the verse, it's a lot of history. After the Assyrian captivity, the Babylonian captivity, when the Persian captivity came, God told Cyrus to let us go. We can read that in Ezra. So Cyrus set us free to go back, but the 10 tribes did not go back home. The bulk of them didn't go back home, except a few. But the bulk didn't go back home. They decided to do what? Go ahead.
But they took this counsel amongst themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen,
the Eastern Hemisphere,
and go forth into a further country.
Which is the Americas. Go ahead.
Where never mankind dwelt.
Where never mankind dwelt. Now, we're talking about 539 BC.
Right.
See, Persian and Mede Empire. Go ahead.
That they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
That they might keep the commandments, which they never kept when they were back home. That's what God sent them to slavery. Go ahead.
And they entered into the Euphrates.
The Euphrates.
By the narrow passages of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them.
God showed signs for them. The tribe of Issachar, who are today called Mexicans, they understand the stars to navigate. God showed them signs, and they were able to understand where to go. Go ahead.
And held still the flood.
They held still the flood because around Africa right there, you know the ocean is very agitated. God held it still. Go ahead.
Till they were passed over.
Till they passed over.
for through that country there was a great way to go.
It was not from here to here was not a short distance. It was a great way to go. Go ahead.
Namely, of a year and a half.
It took a year and a half to make it. Why? It's not. You're not talking about one person to carry it. That's 10 tribes of people. So
they had about 10 ships in. Let's say 10 ships.
The journey. Go ahead.
In the same region.
Look, that dude's getting bored. He's getting bored.
Okay, Osiris. Let's pull this for you. Read that.
This is from the Jewish Encyclopedia.
I want you to read it for me what Osiris is. I want you to read it. What it says. Yes. No, where it says Osiris. You see it?
That's just this?
Right here.
Yeah.
The name of the land.
Right there.
The name of the land beyond the great river.
That's what it says.
Far away from the habitation of men.
Just like we read in the Bible.
Which the 10 tribes of Israel will dwell. Observing the laws of Moses.
That's what it said.
At the time of the restoration.
Meaning until Christ came back.
According to...
Let the man read, man. Quit trying to put word in his mouth.
45, Columbus identify America with this land.
So what person Columbus did?
Identify America.
Yes, that's when you read Osiris in the Bible, it's talking about the Americas. That's the name. So those names in the Bible that you know today, they changed today. Just
see, like, he overloading him with data, trying to make he get his mind off the next thought. How do you know that these people in this land, that the landmass that they're on, are identify the particular tribe? Assyrian, okay, Cubans, Hades, Dominion. How do you know? See, let's see if he get to that, because all that other information was, I believe, was data overload. Let's see.
Your name, you call yourself Dominican.
What should I call myself?
You are a Simeonite. You know what Dominican means? You know what Dominican means?
He's saying, how do you know I'm a Simeonite? You got to go to, like he said, you got to go to Genesis 49 and what, Deuteronomy 33? Okay.
2 words from Latin, domino, which mean what?
Look, all this game.
Master.
All this game, man.
And what? Can I?
You can explain that in Genesis 49.
They call you dog of the Lord. That's what they call you. So now we practice that. I'm the dog of the Lord by saying Dominican. But God said you are Simeon. Yes.
Right. So on that side, there were also people in Egypt, just like there were people in the Romans were, like there were people spread all over the world.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, how do you know specifically that we are part of those 10 tribes?
Okay, I just showed you.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
For example,
No, you didn't.
from Egypt and other parts of the continent of Africa. That's what I'm saying. And how do you know that specific part? That
You know the America is not attached to Africa, right? Okay. So
See, now what was that, man? What was that little part right there? That man knows America's not, and you know, because you don't, hey man, he's trying to avoid going to Genesis 49 because I don't believe he can explain that right. And I don't understand. It's really easy. He's explained everything perfectly up to this point. Now he's hesitating. He's humming around. All you have to do is go in there and explain it to him. Your characteristics identify you. The characteristics identify you.
Remember what they said? They're going to leave the multitude of the heathen. That side of the world was inhabited, not this side. That's why I said they're going to come to a place where never mankind dwelt. Under King Solomon, we used to come here. We know this land exists. That's the reason why they said, I'm going where never mankind dwelt. But we never stayed here. We used to come here, but we never stayed here.
okay, so let's say
I agree with that. Let's keep going.
you proved all that.
will never make contact. But we never stay here. We should come here, but we never stay here.
Okay, so let's say you proved all that. I agree. How is that now relevant to
Your salvation?
Yeah. No.
Okay, good.
No, that ain't what. See how he led him? He led him away from that, right? He said, oh, let's say if I believe, okay. But he led him. He said, oh, good, I'm so happy. You didn't make me go to Genesis 49. You didn't make me explain how we were scattered in this land and how you know he let him off the hook. How do you know who that I identify with, my tribe is this tribe because, the characteristics. The things that happened to you when you got scattered to the land you were scattered to. Now, when you get to that land and you go observe the people of all these lands, they'll have these characteristics that Jacob said you would have in the last days. That's so simple, man. That's not what he's avoiding. He's avoiding the scattering. Watch.
Good question. I thought you never would. Now, give me. Well, first of all, what is salvation?
Okay, all praises to the Most High. So we're gonna stop right here. This brother's still confused, man. We're gonna stop right here and just now y'all see where I'm coming from. I'm not really speaking to the camps, to the camp leaders and stuff. God's gonna have to change their minds, man. The Holy Spirit is gonna have to work and intervene to get them to get off their pride and change this thing back the way it's supposed to be. I'm talking to people the youngins that's out here teaching, man. Y'all don't want to get carried away on Jacob's trouble day. All right. Let's see. Okay, let's keep going. Let's stop. I had a phone call come in, but I avoided it. So let's just go ahead. Man, this is crazy. You see what I'm saying? Now, we have got to change this thing up, man. We got to get it right. So all praises to the Most High. We're going to continue to try to hammer away at this to make sure we get this thing. Because we can't gather together without the people until we explain it right. Once you explain that right, you're going to watch the flux, just like they come across the border, they're going to be coming across to be Israelites. All right? All right. All praises.